Hi y'all. Today we're going to talk a little bit about my progress on my Amazon journey, and I have so many crazy stories to tell you. First of all, I'm going to tell you about my biggest fail of the week. Then I'm going to tell you about how I found a million great suppliers, and guess what? Almost none of them worked. And then I'm going to tell you about how I'm actually to the point I can place my first order. First of all, if you haven't been part of this journey yet, my name's Allie Evanson. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, and I'm out to make $5,000 profit per month on Amazon selling wholesale products, and I'm out to do it in as little time as possible. Make sure to like and comment on this video if you have any questions or suggestions. Also, make sure to follow my blog where I'm going to document all of my fails and a couple of good things too. The link is in the description. First off, let's talk about suppliers. I spent so many hours on the phone, on my email this week, contacting what felt like 100 suppliers. And guess what? Most of them didn't even work. They were either too expensive, like I can't buy a product for $14 and then sell it for $15 on Amazon. Let's be real. Or the supplier wanted me to order too much up front. Like I don't have $50,000 to drop on my first order. I had one supplier that I thought was completely golden. It was actually balloons. So it turns out that people order mass amounts of balloons on Amazon so they can make sculptures or do large balloon structures for parties. And I seriously thought I had hit a gold mine because these balloons sold in packs of 500 or 1,000, and I knew that the profit margin would be amazing. So I was looking up suppliers, and what do you know? There was one that was literally in the city that I live in. And so I gave him a call, and when I got on the phone, at first he was interested because it's business for him, right? And I told him about the product I was looking for, and he said, great, I have 932 of those in stock. And I said, well, actually I need about 50,000 balloons. And let me tell you, his reaction was not so happy. He told me that he would call the national distributor and he would get back to me to see if they could fulfill my order of 50,000 balloons. Guess what? He not only didn't call me back, he never contacted me because he didn't want my order. Well, this is kind of unfortunate. It's also a good benchmark for me because I don't really want to work with people who don't want to work with me, who don't want my money. So my journey is focused on finding suppliers who actually like me. The good news is, after all of these suppliers and phone calls, I did find one supplier in a very specific niche that had an insane amount of products in their catalog, like more than 30,000 products. And I found that a ton of those products were already selling on Amazon. I'm not going to give away my supplier, but I will tell you it's really nice to find products that are 50 or 60 cents that make me $3 to $5 profit. A lot of sellers avoid these type of products because they want the big dogs. They want an item that's going to make them a couple $100s at a time, which is a great business model if you have a lot of money to start out. I'm trying to start out a little bit smaller, and so finding products that are low cost, that have a high margin, that's golden for me. Let's talk for a second about manual labor. Now, I know that nobody wants to dig through a catalog of 30,000 products to find what they need, right? That's why we have software that does it for us. This is why I use Prime Seller software. But I'm going to tell you that most of the great products, the products I call unicorn products, are usually hiding under the surface. Software is a great start. It really kicks me off in helping me find good inventory, but it is not the end all. I'm going to tell you how I use the software that I have to do a little reverse engineering and find products that are not already listed on Amazon. After I used Prime Seller to find my initial 20 or 25 products that were already selling on Amazon, I went back to the supplier's website. This supplier has a ton of products, and unfortunately they didn't have like an Excel spreadsheet that they could give me. And so I had to go through products one by one. But here's how I made it a little faster. I looked at the niches that the products were listed on under the supplier's website, right? And I took those niches and I plugged them in to Prime Seller's popular products tool. And what this did was it told me how much competition there was within that niche or where there was gaps within that niche. So of the 14 niches listed on the supplier's website, I noticed that there was a lot of room in about 5 of them. And so I went back in and I compared what was already available on Amazon to what the supplier had that wasn't listed on Amazon. And what this did for me is it allows me to fill gaps. I already can see that there's products that are similar, that are selling really well. And so I can take the other products from the supplier and I can make listings. Now, just a heads up, it's a little more legwork, definitely, to take a new product and make a new listing and do what you need to do to get a product started. But the nice part is when I'm creating a listing on Amazon, I'm not starting out with any competition. And I already know that it's selling because similar products are selling. And so it's kind of a grand slam if I put in the initial work. The nice thing about Prime Seller software is that I can use their bulk analyzer tool to continually track items and watch as their rank fluctuates, their number of sales fluctuate. And I can do this, first of all, with the products that are already on Amazon. I can upload those with a spreadsheet really quickly. And then I can also do this with the listings that I'm going to make. And this way, I just have an idea of if other sellers are jumping onto the product and how many sales there are per month. So I know that the manual labor part is just not appealing. Like, nobody wants to spend a ton of time sorting through products. But if I spend 100 hours searching out one product, right, just one product, and I know that that product will make me $100 or $200 profit per day over a long period of time, that one product could actually replace my day job. So that 100 hours of finding one single product seems like nothing. Now that I've shared my successes and failures from the week, I want to hear how your journey's going. Make sure to comment below, to like and share this video, interact with me a little bit, because every time I read something from you, I learn a little bit more. Next week, we're going over something super important, which is how to predict how many sales you can expect based on Amazon's bestseller rank. If you haven't already, make sure to head over to the blog where I'm going to drop a few more tips and tell you about a few more experiences from my week. We'll see you guys next week.